This here's the NRA Man Forever. In this week's installment of lame-ass excuses for gun control, we're going to cover the Second Amendment only applies to militia, or collective rights, whichever way you want to look at it, argument. And we go to Jeffrey Toobin, who had this to say on December 18th, 2012. For 100 years, the Constitution was interpreted to mean that state militias, essentially state police, had a right to keep and bear arms, because that's what the first half of the amendment says. But as of 2008, as a result of years of lobbyists and years of Republican appointees to the court, the Supreme Court is what he means. In 2008, the Supreme Court said individuals have a right to keep and bear arms under the Second Amendment. It's very interesting that he says for 100 years and ends that at with the year 2008. Now, I know a lot of people didn't catch it. I'm not going to lie, I didn't the first few times I read it. But after I sat down and I honestly really thought about it, the period of time he's talking about is 1908 to 2007. A period of time where that was the common consensus for the majority of that 100 years. He leaves out, conveniently, the first 117 years of our country's existence underneath the Constitution as the supreme law of the land, from 1791 to 1907, where everybody from what would be today's equivalent of the poor Democrat all the way up to the elite professors at world-renowned universities felt that the Second Amendment means the modern interpretation, an individual right to keep and bear arms. That was the consensus back then. If you asked most people what the Second Amendment meant, that would be the response you would get. It's not revisionist history, it's fact. So it's very interesting that he uses that specific time period to support his views, when for the vast majority of the history of our country, it has been held as a belief by the majority of the people that the right to keep and bear arms applies to the general population as an individual right, not as a collective body. Thanks for watching.